I want to create amazing games, but as it turns out, it takes a lot of time and effort. I have that time, but sadly, I am throwing it away, aimlessly browsing YouTube or other distracting websites with endless supply of content and entertainment. You could say I have an excuse for the lack of time, because I am a student who is also searching for a job as a software engineer to support myself. But even there, I push the limit to how little time and effort I can spend. I want to quickly thank the 30 people who still support me, and I welcome the 10 new. Nothing is more valuable than our time. Thank you for taking interest to what I have to say. Back to the video. The time spent on the computer is not even something I enjoy. The only purpose is to distract me. I feel like I've been asleep and on autopilot since I first started using the computer. Asleep because I forget about the real world, my life and all of my problems. I'm just existing. Autopilot because I literally have no control over my life. When my brain is deciding between getting a reward after years of work or just opening YouTube for an instant reward, of course most of the time it will pick the instant reward. To top it all off, when I'm overstimulating myself with so much dopamine from the internet, the brain adjusts the system so it's less sensitive. And now, regular tasks like going out or reading a book are no longer enjoyable. That's why people start a dopamine detox. That's why I will also start one. I have tried a dopamine detox more than 2 times, and every time I would manage to survive maybe a day, which is not enough, because for the brain to regulate itself back to normal, it is suggested a minimum of 2 weeks. But even if I magically survive 2 weeks, if I stop following some kind of rules, I will be back to where I started. The way I'm currently going, best case scenario, I will have a regular job where I live for the weekend and come back to an empty apartment all alone, probably giving up on the idea of making my dream come true, of making amazing games. Or even worse, if I have a wife and kids and I ignore my responsibilities because of my addiction to the computer. I don't want to be always doing the bare minimum, enslaved to the algorithm of massive corporations. I want this to be a long-term success, to finally take back control over how I spend my time. Here are the rules which I plan to follow as long as possible. Work on the computer is allowed, like university, game dev, making videos, job related, etc. At worst, if I have to use the internet, it should be time limited and with a purpose in mind. At best, no time should be spent on the computer if possible. Maximum I will check messages 5 times per day. No more than 12 hours a week spent on non-work use. Of course the internet is useful, and completely eliminating it would be a mistake. I just want to set healthy boundaries. In a sense, to see at what point it becomes more harmful than useful, and then set a limit. I'll do this for 30 days, from the day I'm writing this script, which lands on March the 13th. The plan is to follow the rules and see how I can improve them, and do another 30 days with the improved rules. Failure is expected and welcome. I'm not afraid to fail, and I'll try to get back up as fast as possible. Note down what went wrong and try to stay for longer. I do not expect to solve a 20-year-old problem overnight. Thank you for watching.